I remember first hearing about it, and I was like, "There's just no way." Like, you never hear about that. You never hear that a professional sport is getting involved, right? You just don't. You never hear about that. So, for me, at first, I didn't believe it. And at the time, like I was saying, I was a streamer before I was a 2K League player, so my main focus was growing my stream. And I was in college, finishing school, and I was like, this league thing isn't real. And then, I had a lot of people come up to me about it and say, "Yo, man, like you should try out." A lot of my viewers wanted me to try out, and I said, you know what, I'll just do it for stream one day. So, I qualified for the combine. I went to the combine, and at first I didn't know what to expect at the combine. I had no idea that you'd be loading into a game by yourself with random teammates. I had no idea that some teammates wouldn't have microphones.
No chemistry.
No chemistry. Yeah. Some guys are trying to be Kobe Bryant out there. Like, you really had to figure out how you can impact the game with people you don't know, with some people who have completely different agendas than you, some people who just don't care as much as you, and still make a big enough impact to get noticed out of 72,000 people to potentially make the next round. So for me, it was stressful, but I just went in there with like a clear mindset every time, understanding that, I just got to control what I can control, play my game, and do what I can do to impact the game, and hopefully I'll get noticed. And obviously it worked out in my favor, and now I'm going on year 3, so it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, and with that year 3 in mind, I know you started out at the Cavs, and you had a good year last year at the Magic, and this year you were protected, man. Like, how did that feel? Like, from a player standpoint, having an organization saying, "Hey, we're keeping ToXsiK." How was that feeling?
Yeah, I don't think there's any better feeling besides maybe winning the championship. It's a weight lifted off your shoulders, because I've been on both sides of it. I've been on both sides of that fence. So, not being protected, you go that 6 months of the off season worrying about, going back into the draft. Will you be redrafted? Doing everything you can to show people you still care and you want it and you're hungry and you can still impact an organization and help a team win. So to be on the other side of it now and be protected and be able to just focus on myself and my team and my content and, just be with family and friends in the off season is it's great. To be representing my home state. I live in the state of Florida, born and raised in South Florida, so be able to represent my home state and be only 2 hours away from home. Whereas before I was in Cleveland, and then before that I was in after that I was in Memphis. So like I was always far away from home. So to be able to come back to my home state, represent it, and be protected and have another go at it for another season was an awesome feeling, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get it rolling and get season 3 going. We have a good team here in Orlando, so we're excited.
That's awesome, man. And I know it's only been 3 years, but in a sense, you're the vet. So, like, I know the coronavirus has everything on standby now. Like, what are y'all doing as a team? Like, is it constant practices, or y'all having like activities to kind of build that morale? Like, how has that been?
Yeah, it's tough right now, to be honest. Like, we're kind of driving ourselves crazy because we're pretty limited on what we can do right now. The Magic in the league itself kind of want us to all be in our apartments and just at work. So it's been a little tough situation for us because we do a lot of activities when we're not under this, like I guess you could say quarantine phase. We do like team workouts and different events, and we play ball all the time, and we're not able to do that kind of stuff right now, so it's tough. We have our facility actually in like the Orlando Magic offices, and they've closed down that entire office right now, so we're not even able to go into our facility and practice like our normal schedule. So that's been kind of driving us crazy as well. So right now it's just a lot of kind of just chilling together at the apartments. A lot of my teammates are on the new COD Warzone, playing COD, kind of just like getting a little bit of relaxation away from 2K, even though we don't want to, but we're kind of just doing our own thing.
You're almost forced.
I'm obviously focusing on my exactly. We're forced to do this, so it sucks, but obviously it's the right decision, and we kind of have to just wait it out and stick it out and hopefully get back in there soon and get practicing. But yeah, for the most part, it's just us chilling and playing games and relaxing and just being in the apartment.
No, I feel you on that, man. I think that's where everybody is today, and that's why I decided to do this impromptu show, man, and to have you on, knowing that everybody was kind of locked down, man. So like, after this is passed up, man, and we get into some kind of normalcy, what are you looking forward to for this season, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think the number one thing is just getting back in the flow. Just getting back in that competition environment and being back on the stage and going at it again with two of my teammates that I was with last year in DT and Reezy, and then we bring in a guy like Perfusion, who's been a friend of mine for a long time. We got our center Robbie May, who's a great center, and we've been playing really well in scrimmages. So I think we're just excited to just get the season going, get out there and get those jitters out and get back to competing and hopefully play for a championship and win some extra money.
Man, I feel you on that, man, and. Like, are you going back with a shooting guard this year? I know you're known for your long shots, man, and your handles, man. You going back with that archetype?
Yeah, we mix around with different things in practice, but from what we've played, the majority of our scrimmages, it's going to be pretty similar to last year. So I'll continue to be on like a shooting guard role as I was last year.
No, that's awesome, man. So like, going into like flying into New York, man, and going to the studio and that whole deal, man, can you expand upon that? Like, what's that feeling to kind of see the other teams and to go against each other and be in the studios? I know you got to do like a lot of press junkets and stuff like that. Can you explain that to the listeners?
Yeah, I think a lot of people that watch the league and that are follow the league and are fans of the league, I don't think they understand like how grueling our travel schedule it really can be. I mean, for me, it was tough season one because I'm not an airplane guy. I hated flying, but obviously I've been on tons of flights since then, and now I've gotten used to it. But for us, they've done a good job of implementing bye weeks, so we don't fly as much as we were season one. But for the most part, it's every week or every other weekend we're flying into New York for our games. We usually get there the day before. Check in our hotels, take that day to kind of rest, and then game day is we're up. We're in the studio a couple hours early. We're upstairs usually warming up or practicing against another team, and it's awesome. It's cool to be in one area with a bunch of different guys that you've been playing 2K with for so long, and seeing what it's kind of manifested in, and being in your own studio and being in staying in Times Square and competing for all this money and representing NBA organizations you grew up watching. Like, I don't think any of us really realized like that it would be to this magnitude. So it's always a humbling and exciting feeling when we fly into New York and you land in New York and you see all the guys in the hotel lobby all wearing their different 2K League jerseys and clothes representing different NBA teams, and thinking in your head like, man, like 3, 4, 5 years ago we were just in our rooms playing park. And
grinding.
New York City, yeah, just playing 2K because we love 2K, and like now we're in Times Square, New York City, playing for, the tip-off tournament is a $150,000 tournament. The playoffs is a $500,000 tournament, and 3, 4 years ago we were just playing park. So it's pretty cool to see how it's all become, and it's always a humbling feeling and a great feeling seeing everyone and experiencing those things with them.
Yeah. How crazy is it? Because I know you've done, like I said before, you've done a great job at your whole platform with eyeball and streaming. But how is it like when you see a fan, like let's say like in Orlando, or are you going through an airport or something and they realize who you are and it resonates like to the magic? How does that feel?
Yeah.
I think that should be surreal as well.
Yeah, I mean it never gets old, I'll tell you that. It's something that like it's still hard to believe when it even happens. Like, you think after it happens and the person walks away, you sit there and think to yourself like, man, like that he wanted a picture of me. Like, I just played 2K, you know what I mean? Like, it's always neat to see that. I mean, one experience I can kind of touch on. I remember being in the studio last year, and there was a guy there that was in the stands, and I was sitting there playing on stage, and I look over in the stands, and he's wearing an eyeball jersey that he bought off the Sector 6 website. And he came up to me after and, asked for me to sign it and take a picture with me. And that was, like, a super cool moment for me to see someone that has been, following me since the beginning and watch my streams and is involved with so much more that I do than just being a 2K League player and supporting, the brand and everything. Like, that was kind of put everything in a full circle. And it's super important to me, to be supportive to people like that. And it's awesome. It's a humbling feeling for sure. We get noticed in the airports a lot when we're traveling, and people will come up and ask for pictures and talk about how they watch all the time and they play 2K. And like I said, every time it happens, it's always like it never gets old. It's like, man, like we're playing a video game, and it's kind of cool, and it's a blessing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I mean, it's something that I love, and I always tell people, if you see me, make sure to come up and say what's up. Like, don't be nervous. I remember one time I was actually on a flight, and I got someone DM me on Instagram, and it was like a younger kid, like 14, 15 years old. He DM'd me on Instagram and said, "Hey man, I'm on your flight." And I was like, "You're on my flight. Like, come say what's up to me when I get off the flight." And he was nervous to come say what's up to me. And that's after the flight, I walked off, and he was sitting there with his parents, and like they had their camera out, and like he was nervous to say what's up, and his parents were saying how excited he was to meet me, that he watches my streams and my YouTube videos. Like, that kind of stuff is awesome, man. Because like I was a young kid, and I remember like always looking up to someone. So I think it's cool that they kind of look at us like that for just playing a video game. So it's awesome.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's an awesome story, man. We got right at 3 minutes left in the show, man. I know. I wish I could have you on for an hour, man, and you're welcome to come back anytime. Anything you got going on with iBall, man, that you want to plug last minute, or anything you got going on while you kind of off, fighting the corona and all that? You go ahead and plug it, man.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, I'm always doing stuff on my Twitch channel, so if you guys ever on Twitch, make sure you follow me. It's just @ToXsiK, same way you have it on here, ToXsiK. I'm always doing streams and stuff. When it goes for iBall, we follow us on social media, just @iBallEmpire. We're always putting stuff out, putting content. We're working on some content series with some of our guys to kind of highlight their stories and how they got to where they're at. So I think people will enjoy that some as well. I got some tournaments planned while I have some time off, so I'll be hosting some 2K tournaments for the community on PS4 and Xbox that tend to do pretty well. So just make sure you guys are following me on social media. My ats are just @ToXsiK, like I said, on Twitch as well. I'm always streaming on there. You guys can connect with me on either of those. So just follow me to stay up to date for things, and I appreciate you having me on, man. I enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll do it again soon.
Definitely, man. You have an invite anytime, man. Any teammate or anytime you want to plug anything, man. I'm here for the community, man. Like I've said in previous podcasts, man. I actually started this podcast because I'm a high school esports coach. And I just felt like, there's some kids out here that really don't watch stream, or some parents that need information and need to know how big this thing is getting, man. So just hearing a piece of your story, man, I think it'll go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you again. I appreciate it. Good luck. Keep grinding. I'll be tuning in. I'll be listening. So I appreciate you having me on, and good luck to you, and stay safe.
You too, man. Take care.
Appreciate it.
This was another episode of Go Play Esports with Christopher Turner. Follow him on Twitter @Turner_CP.